Picture this. It's early, you rope dropped, you've been in the park, you've crushed your favorite attractions, and now you're hungry, but you don't want to sit down for too long? This is the best quick breakfast in Disney World. Today we are headed to all 4 theme parks where I'm going to share you our top picks for the best quick eat in that park, as well as some great runners up. These are great options for people who don't want to take a long time out of their day to eat a meal early in the day, and it's also great for people who don't want to wait and eat at their hotel. They want to get to the park, they want to get going. This is my recommendation always, is rope drop, get a lot done in those first few hours, but what do you eat when you're done? That's what we're here to show you today. It's probably no surprise that for the Epcot portion of this video, we're in France. Because much like Beauty and the Beast, myself and the French bakery is a tale as old as time. Now, what's interesting is that most of World Showcase doesn't actually open till 11, and that includes festival kiosks for the various Epcot festivals. But there are a few restaurants that do open when the park does, and one of them is here, the French bakery, which is super great if you are rope dropping Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which I highly recommend if you're not going to book it on Genie Plus. The French bakery is known for having incredible pastries, desserts, cheeses. They make their breads fresh from scratch every day. My personal favorite thing is the croissant with the bechamel sauce and the ham and cheese. They also do fresh baguettes. They have a cheese plate. They've got different sandwiches. They have quiches. And then, of course, they have an incredible variety of sweet treats as well, including beignets, different from the ones at Port Orleans, albeit they've got macarons, they've got creme brulee, they've got this amazing strawberry tart that I love. If you want to start drinking early, they'll do mimosas and champagne and wines early. But they, of course, also have a variety of coffees. In addition to the French bakery, you can also get over to the Kringle bakery in Norway earlier. And there are some places that will open early for breakfast in the front half of the park, formerly known as Future World. But for me, there's no topping this bakery. It's one of my favorite places to eat in all of Walt Disney World. Here are 2 of my all-time favorite things in Epcot, especially, of course, on this menu. This is that croissant sandwich I love. It's got ham, cheese, and bechamel sauce. Always get it toasted, fresh croissant, so delicious. And then this is the strawberry tart. I've been getting this since the bakery was in the other spot where the ice cream shop is now. I don't know how they get these fresh strawberries every single time. And I'm at the table. I somehow always end up when I'm at this restaurant with my girl Marie with the baguettes. I want to cry because it's so perfect every single time. You have the salty ham, the nuttiness from the cheese, that buttery, fresh croissant. You can't beat it. You simply can't beat it. And it's like $6. It used to be $5. It's just better, but you know how it is these days. Ugh, we're going to dig into this too. The fresh house-made whipped cream with these fresh giant strawberries. And you know what they say, kids? Fruit is healthy. So this is a healthy breakfast from me to you. Tell your parents that. Parents, I'm sorry. But I truly don't know how they get fresh strawberries every single time. All their pastries are amazing. I've never had anything bad here. I also obviously love that cheese plate. I love the quiche. I love the macarons. The house-made baguettes. They do lobster bisque. Everything here is amazing. And again, it opens early where most of World Showcase does not. So if you're headed to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure first thing in the morning, which I absolutely recommend you do, this is a great place to come for breakfast afterwards. Runners up here in Epcot, you've got Kringle Bakery over in Norway. Sometimes a few of the festival booths might open early if they do breakfast options, and sometimes places over in former Future World will open, as well as you can always get Joffrey's, Starbucks, that kind of thing. But for me, no questions asked, best quick breakfast in Epcot, France. Welcome to the Magic Kingdom, where you've probably gotten here bright and early to knock out some of those major attractions, and guess what? Now you're hungry, and I understand. So there's quite a few good breakfast snackies that you can get around the park, but as voted on by our team, I am outside the location of the #1 choice, Sleepy Hollow. It's a little stand here in Liberty Square. They sell funnel cakes, chicken and waffles, and a fan favorite, simple, delicious snack that's perfect for breakfast. Here she is, the Nutella and fruit waffle. It's simple deliciousness. It's got a beautiful Belgian waffle, ample amounts of Nutella, and then fresh bananas, blueberries, and strawberries. And it's big and delicious and fresh, and there's fruit, so I think that means it's healthy, possibly, question mark. You could probably pass it off. No less healthy than the makers of Nutella trying to pass it off as healthy, am I right? Fresh strawberries are one of my all-time favorite things. But you've got that nice Belgian waffle. It's always fresh, made right there. And then you've got the Nutella and the fruit. I wish it was just strawberries, personally. I don't like bananas and blackberry or blueberries as much, but I'm not mad about any of them. This is what I mean when I say I like simple, delicious snacks. Great pro tip would be to eat this over by the cavalcades or the parade, but definitely shareable. Definitely a great way to start your day. We love it. And I also recommend the Gaston's Cinnamon Roll back in Gaston's Tavern. That's one of my favorites. You can also get the sausage and gravy tots over at Friar's Nook, which are loaded tots, which are really nice at breakfast. There's also a few places around the park that do donut holes and kind of basic generic croissant, bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches. No matter what you get at Magic Kingdom, I really recommend waiting for a few hours after park opens to grab your food. Don't waste that precious low crowd time, especially that early theme park entry, ordering and snacking on food. Basically at all these parks, but especially Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, I recommend eating a little something at your resort. You know, have some fruit, have some granola bars, and then power through a bunch of attractions while the wait times are low, especially in that early theme park entry, and then grab your breakfast. Greetings from Disney's Hollywood Studios, where there are actually 3 contenders for the best breakfast spot. But I asked the team, we polled the audience, and the number 1 winner here in Andy's backyard. That's right, friends. Woody's Lunchbox has officially been deemed the best quick service breakfast in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Cue the gasps if you are a fan of the breakfast Ronto Wrap or the not so well known waffles on Sunset Boulevard. Both great options, but there is a delicious and pretty budget-friendly breakfast waiting for you here at Woody's. Woody's Lunchbox is a small quick service spot here in Toy Story Land. During the day, it's known for their sandwiches. They've got a brisket melt. They've got a great 3-cheese grilled cheese that you can get with tomato soup. They've got the Lunchbox Tarts, which are basically fancy Pop-Tarts, a great breakfast option. But they're probably most known for having tachos, which are nachos made with tater tots. But did you know there's a breakfast version of them? And that's what we're obviously getting today. As a pro tip, when you want to dine at Woody's Lunchbox, it's very, very popular. They will allow you to make purchases at the register if it's not too busy, but the line can be very long. I recommend mobile ordering here and do it early because this spot is pretty small and it is so popular that often you'll go look and there won't be times available for an hour plus out, and that's too late when you're hangry. If you're already hungry and you look and you see you can't get a spot for 2 hours, you're going to be sad. I don't want you to be sad. So mobile order Woody's Lunchbox as soon as you get into the park. You can always modify it to another time, but I definitely recommend being prepared here. And as I said, your girl loves some hot sauce. So we're going to dress them up we'll zhuzh them up a little bit. Also, pro tip, hit the Joffrey's on your way into Toy Story Land. There's a Joffrey's cart right as you're entering. Get yourself your cold brew. Now you've got a perfect breakfast. That gravy, get a little egg. It's so good. The eggs are creamy and fluffy. I love sausage gravy. I wish there was more of it. I should have asked for extra. And I don't know how their tater tots are always so good, but they're always crispy and tasty. Perfect. This is definitely a hearty breakfast if you're one person. You could get it later in the day, so it'd be more like a brunch. You know me, I like to snack my way around the park, so I'm not one who normally wants to sit down and have a big meal. I normally like to snack my way around. You could also, I feel like, especially if you got some fruit or something on the side, you could split this. You could get the kids portion, which does come with the clementine. That would probably be enough for me as well. Like I said, there are other top contenders in this park for quick service breakfast. It's kind of like a smash quick service breakfast hit at this park more than any other, which is shocking to me. But you've also got those blueberry waffles from Hollywood Scoops down on Sunset Boulevard. So if you're starting your day off with like Tower of Terror or Rock and Roller Coaster, you get 2 Mickey waffles. They're blueberry Mickey waffles. They're covered with a strawberry compote and some fresh whipped cream. They're delicious. They're kind of a hidden gem. There's also the breakfast version of the Ronto Wrap over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which is that classic Ronto sausage, but now it's got egg and cheese on it, still in that delicious grilled pita wrap though. That's excellent as well. I actually prefer the breakfast version of the Ronto Wrap to the regular version. All good options, but I love the tachos. I love that they're cost friendly. These are less expensive than either of those other two breakfast items. They're definitely filling. They're shareable. If you've got some other things that you're working on, you could get these and a lunchbox tart and split that between two people, and I feel like that would be a delightful, perfect breakfast. So Woody's Lunchbox is the king of breakfast here in Disney's Hollywood Studios. We've made it to Animal Kingdom on our breakfast safari, if you will. And Animal Kingdom, despite being the park that opens the earliest, has not the best of the quick service options. So we're gonna go to what I think is the best choice for actual food, but I think you all know where my heart truly lies when it comes to breakfast in the Animal Kingdom. But I've been told that 20 ounces of coffee is not breakfast. Headed into Asia to get our breakfast here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, one thing you'll notice around this park at several places is this kind of generic sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. You can usually also grab it over at the Harambe Fruit Market in Africa. You can usually grab it somewhere in Pandora along with some French toast sticks. But the place we're going is really the only actual like quick service breakfast, not kind of just generic option that you can find around the park. Our breakfast adventures today have taken us to Yak and Yeti Local Foods Cafe. This is the quick service portion of Yak and Yeti, attached to that full service sit-down restaurant. I've done a full review. You can go check that out. Very good food. Now, during the day, Yak and Yeti serves like Americanized Asian food, so you can get like orange chicken, honey chicken. They actually have a very good burger here as well, a Kobe beef burger. But in the mornings until 10:30, typically, they do have a little bit of breakfast. They've got 2 bowls. You can do one with or without a protein. They do breakfast sandwiches, as well as yogurt, fruit, hash brown bites, French toast, and some juices and coffee. One thing I will point out about Yak and Yeti is that it is not on mobile order. It, like its big sister over here, is a Landry's establishment. So if you do want Yak and Yeti breakfast, you're gonna have to walk all the way over here to grab it. Even though it's outdoor seating at Yak and Yeti, a lot of it's covered. You can get some of it under fans. And I just think it's really pretty back here. Do be on the lookout for birds. That rule applies pretty much everywhere in Animal Kingdom. But this is kind of a low-key underrated restaurant in my opinion. One thing that is nice about Yak and Yeti is that because it's normally Asian cuisine, they have really good condiments. So they've got the really good sriracha hot sauce, and then they also have some of the like soy sauce and sweet and sour sauce if you want to put that on your breakfast. Here's my breakfast bowl. So it's got potatoes, onions, peppers down at the bottom, scrambled eggs, cheese, and then I went for the sausage. You can also opt for bacon, or you don't have to get a protein if you don't want one. But as you can see, this is a huge portion, definitely shareable. Lots of good potatoes under there. And this is before I'm putting hot sauce on it. I'm gonna try it as is to begin. Get a little sausage crumble, get a little pepper. Looks like a pretty good bite. It's pretty basic. If you've ever had a breakfast bowl anywhere, you probably know what it tastes like. I'm gonna put some sriracha on it to assist. Good move with the sriracha. So it's nothing groundbreaking, it's nothing that unique, which is what I don't like about it. But that said, it is cooked really well. The potatoes are cooked well. The peppers and onions add a nice little bit of flavor. The eggs are cooked well. I wish I had a little bit more cheese. But like I said, this is probably the best spot for if you want a hearty, savory, sit-down, quick service breakfast. This is going to be your best bet. They do have kids' meals. They've got a pancake and sausage stick for kids that comes with a drink. So that might be a good option. Adults, I like eating off the kids' meal as well. So that would be a good option too, because this is definitely big. I think this is certainly a shareable meal. And you can also go to Kusafiri over in Africa and get a pastry, as well as Tamu Tamu in Africa. They do like the Mickey cinnamon roll. They do some other different things there. But unfortunately, this park is very, very strong with food. Everywhere else, it's not super strong in the quick service breakfast game. There's nothing unique here like that Nutella fruit waffle or things we've had in the other parks. So I would recommend this if you want something savory to get you going through the park. But what I'd really recommend if you are looking for a really good breakfast is to do a sit down over at Tusker House, or just hold off a little bit longer from eating, and then once the quick service restaurants start opening for lunch at 11, eating something a little more unique, like a cheeseburger pod, which they actually open earlier than that. You can have a cheeseburger pod at 10 in the morning, so I'd rather eat that for breakfast. But this is a good option, especially it's good centrally located. As a bonus component, if you want to make it a 2-part meal at Yak and Yeti, this is a Joffrey's right across the way. I know it doesn't look like one. It's the Royal Anandapur Tea Company, but it is a Joffrey's. They're going to have your shaky Jamaica, your teas, your coffees, your giant donuts, so you can do a 2-for-1 breakfast if that's more up your alley. And if you want a list of these breakfasts, you don't have to write them down. We've got you covered. Just head to this website right here, sign up for our free newsletter, and we'll email you a full list of the best quick service breakfasts in Walt Disney World. Well, that's a wrap on the best quick breakfasts in Walt Disney World. Hopefully you found something yummy to get on your next trip after you've worked hard, you've rope dropped, get yourself some breakfast. Let us know what your favorites are down in the comments. What other food do you want to see reviewed? In the meantime, friends, it's been magical. Now go watch Perfect Morning in Magic Kingdom.